Hello, this is a Jayleshark and Friends
and Russell
podcast. And on today's show, Russell and I are getting all vegan curious with the amazing Christina Wylie from Vegan Booty Burger. Not only is Christina a published author, a cookbook at that, she's now taking the Phuket vegan food scene to a whole new level with the Vegan Booty Burger concept and so much more. Russell and I get to try a Beyond Meat burger and something called Kombucha, which I thought was fermented cabbage, but apparently it's not. Anyway, enjoy the show.
Tastes very Christmassy.
We can't do this
and
the whole time.
Tastes a lot better than it smells.
Welcome to the podcast. Christina, hello.
Hi.
Properly welcome to the podcast now.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Deja vu.
Yes.
You are going to have to wish...
Is that working as well? The little... if I talk into that...
No, because we tried that before, and we did that with the Anna Rose episode, and the problem with it is you get a lot of background noise.
There's not a lot going on in here today, though.
No, but we could just do this.
We could, but it would just get annoying.
Should we start again?
Why is it annoying?
Oh, no, this is us doing the podcast. This is us live, so...
Christina will be with you in a minute. Hold on.
Just to hold fire. I mean,
This microphone, you and I are loud enough that it'll pick it up.
let's just cuddle.
We'll just be close.
We'll just cuddle. Hi, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
Oh, hi.
Welcome back to the pod.
Very cozy in here.
It's very cozy.
I don't mind being this close.
We cuddle
I'm
a lot.
sweating. I am sweating.
You've got beads of sweat on your forehead.
I am, because I'm nervous.
It's being this close to me that does it.
We should explain. So we're in Bootleg Vegan Booty Burger Co. again. Is that right?
Vegan Booty Burger, part of the Bootlegger Burger Co.
Okay, and we're with Christina Wylie.
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 Wild
Yes.
on occasion.
Coyote.
Oh, what? I was going to say in relation to him.
Yes.
Okay. This is going to get awkward after a while, isn't it?
We did that last week, didn't
Did you
we?
brush your teeth?
I do brush my teeth. I'm very keen. Why are you saying that?
Because you're very close to each other.
We've been closer.
Yeah, we have been closer. to
For
be
a
fair.
long time.
And it's fine.
That's
I can.
cool.
What's cool?
A picture of dogs on the wall.
Anyway, what are we doing here today?
I believe, I could be wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we were here to interview Christina for the podcast.
Okay, Christina, who are you? Where'd you come from? Why are you here? What do you
My
do?
name is Christina Wylie, and I am a author and writer turned restaurateur.
Author. That's changed from last time. Last time it was just a blogger. Now it's author.
Excuse me, how dare you?
She's gone back at it. She's wrote some notes, I reckon. Go on. Sorry, we're being cheeky.
Attempting to take over the world with vegan burgers.
Okay. Vegan burgers. Russell, go.
Well, thanks for taking the time to join us on the pod today. That was great. Hope you enjoyed it. And that's that.
All right, I'll ask a question. Because
You've obviously always been vegan.
That's incorrect. I am a...
But reformed character.
Well, I grew up eating meat. My cookbook actually has a raw steak on
You've
the
got
cover.
a cookbook?
I do, yes.
Did we know that last time? We should
did,
explain.
yeah.
So we did interview Christina about 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, due to someone's crappy recording ability, which is me, I lost... Well, I didn't lose it. I did lose it. And so now we're on 2 mics, which is better.
Yes.
And
Yes.
my new equipment's turning up tomorrow.
Woohoo!
As I poke you. Why did you write a cookbook?
I was at the time working as a recipe creator for sous vide recipes, which is
Sous vide recipes?
yeah, under vacuum, primerily meat.
Do
Actually,
you use hoovers as well, or just vacuum clean? Come on, I'll be here all night.
Ba-dum-cha.
It makes meat very tender. You cook it slowly for a long period of time, mainly red meat actually. Hence the steak on the cover.
What got you into? Are you a trained chef cooking stuff?
I'm not a trained chef. No, I just always worked as a food writer for
Just
about
like
10
food,
years. Yes, I enjoy food and writing about it.
So now that you turned, when did you turn vegan?
I started to learn about veganism about 2 years ago.
It's a bit like feminism.
No.
But the
It's
way
got
you
an
did,
ism on the
no, but the
end.
way you just did you know why I'm said that? And it sounded like you started to learn about veganism. Sounds like it's some sort of religious kind of cult. And from my perspective, and we're going to talk about this because we're going to get into this time. From my perspective, looking from the outside in to this veganism thing, it does feel like that all the vegans like to keep to themselves and get together, and they're very anti anyone who has a sausage sandwich in the morning. Is that true?
I think that's true of some vegans, and that's actually a big problem with why people hate vegans, and there's a stigma about them being very militant and
absolutely
black and white.
As I touch Russell's knee, because we are close.
Cuddle quite a lot today, aren't we?
Because that, to me, is the same as what happened to feminism, that it became more of a cult, aggressive kind of power trip for certain people, where it should never have been like that. It should have just been equal rights for everybody. But now the word feminism has become a aggressive kind of... I'm actually sounding quite intelligent here, aren't I?
I'm letting this run.
But that's how I feel. So I agree that, and the vegan over here agrees, that some people who are vegans are taking it to the extreme, and they should back the fuck off and let me have a sausage.
Well, absolutely. Everyone is entitled to their own personal choice, and I think it's a big problem with the black and white condemning.
Why did we get racist all of a sudden? What happened?
Condemning mentality, because it's like people can't make an effort anywhere without being called a hypocrite. You know, you can't like talk about human rights if you own a mobile phone, and you can't talk about it being climate change unless you live in a hut, solar paneled hut on the beach and drive an electric car. So there's some wiggle room there.
Wiggle. I like the wiggle. Let's wiggle.
I think politics in general. Name a subject, name a topic, anything. That's the way of the world today. It's you're in this camp at this end of the extreme, or you're at this camp at this end of the extreme, and anyone trying to suggest anything in the middle, well, you're obviously not in either of those camps, so you're damned.
And your opinion is then no longer valid. You're not allowed. So Lewis Hamilton spoke up recently about about encouraging people to stop eating so much red meat, and then he was highly condemned on social media for being a hypocrite. And then Russell Brand actually stood up for him and said that something along the lines of, if the price of entry into the public debate is personal perfection, then we're all fucked.
We're all screwed.
Wow, if Russell Brand stand up for you, there's something mentally going wrong.
There's something...
Okay, let's get off the political... That was on my fault for bringing up the craziness of veganism. So what made you become a vegan?
I started to educate myself. I started to learn about animal cruelty. I started to learn about what the effects of meat on the body, and I just started to cut things out, and it wasn't an easy journey by any means, and I haven't been perfect throughout the journey at all. So I very much understand people who are making an effort and trying and finding it difficult, because, I mean, let's be honest, making a huge lifestyle change like that is difficult. And people who say it's easy and just stop eating meat just like that, it's not realistic. And it's not helpful to people who are making an effort. They feel like they can't make an effort. If they're not perfect, why bother?
Correct. And also it's such a big change. There's so many things to think about, so many things to do, and it just becomes too difficult. If I can't take the baby step approach, if you're knocking that option away, I like the idea of being over there. I like the idea of no animal suffering and all that, but it's just too difficult. I've got a busy life to lead. Bugger it, I'm having my bacon sarnie.
It alienates people is what it does.
Yes.
I like bacon.
I like bacon too. I do. And this is the big thing for me. You made 2 points. One is about the cruelty to animals, which I think anyone can get, whether you're a meat eater or not, anyone can get on board with that. We'd like to stem away from cruelty. In terms of the impact of meat on the body, that's the bit I sit on the fence a little bit with. We're not, I mean, and going back to your comment about militant veganists or veganismers, whatever, it's like, we were designed to eat plants, we can live on fruits and berries and hug crystals and everything's fine. No, we would not. We're omnivores. We're allowed to eat meat and fruits and veggies as well. So I don't buy into the fact that it's horribly, horribly bad for us. The difference is, if we're having burgers, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, why are you laughing at me?
I'm laughing because I'm so close, I just want to lick your face. So the whole time you've been ranting on, which is a very interesting and intelligent rant, all I've been thinking about is licking your face. Sorry. That's how my brain works. Carry on.
Welcome to my life with Jay. So yeah, the abundant availability of meat in the marketplace today that's the problem. because we can have burgers for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, a few sausages for snacks, and that's where it's unhealthy and it's too much. And equally, for me, it's the huge disconnect that we have between the animal and the food that we have on the shelf. Now, you just mentioned about bacon. I was up on my site the other day, and there were 5 little piglets running around. And I just stopped the car and thought, oh, they look so cute. They're piglets. Got out of the car, took a little picky, the 5 of them in a line. They just look so adorable. And then you go to a supermarket, and there's bacon on the shelf, and there's this complete disconnect that one came from the other. You know it does. We're not stupid. We know where it comes from, but it's just you're completely disconnected from how the process.
Take your people that feel disconnected, take them to Macro, and they will definitely not feel disconnected to know where the food comes from, because every part of the animal is there. Anyway, let's not...
I saw like a pig's heads there.
Yeah, you can get you can get a little mask.
Inflated, like,
Yeah, totally.
It's pretty hooves, trotters.
Trotters.
Don't think pigs have hooves. Do they have hooves?
What's
No,
the
it's trotters.
difference?
Hooves are on a horse, trotters are on a pig.
And a cow.
Feet.
And 4 stomachs.
Oh, they have got 4. Anyway, so this is good. We're here to promote Christina and her veganism and her other... Let's get away from that. So we're sat in your Vegan Booty Burger Co. restaurant, which is part of the Bootlegging brand. So just tell us where the Bootlegging brand... And before, is this... You've got something lined up behind
for you. Kombucha tasters.
Am I doing a kombucha? Right, okay,
Yeah,
so first
so
of all,
we'll do
we'll get to your bootleggy burger.
Okay.
Let's... Okay, Christina's holding...
I've got my own mic now.
Oh, so Russell, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Christina, what...
Whilst we set the stage...
Oh, my word, Christina's
I think-
setting up the whole table.
So for those of you
No,
watching in
can't
black
do
and
that
white,
one.
you
Oh.
do have a tray of shots of kombucha. Now, when it comes to kombucha, I'm going to get Christina to explain exactly what it is, because it just looks like 4 urine samples.
All right, what...
Well, thanks for that intro. We've got 4 tasters of delicious kombucha here, gut-busting kombucha with healthy bacteria. So, number 1, we'll start from this end, which is the one...
kombucha?
Kombucha is made from
what
a
is-
culture.
What is kombucha?
Kombucha. It's a cultured cold tea beverage made with a SCOBY, so it's alive. It's got a live culture in it. It does all sorts of good things for your insides.
A SCOBY?
SCOBY is like a sort of
Scooby-Doo.
alien...
I was thinking a desert, but yeah, I'll take that one.
So shall we start from this end?
So, hold on, so... what
It's magical juice for your insides.
it's magical juice.
Yeah.
Last time someone gave me magical juice...
No, don't go there.
Can you hold the microphone? You hold the microphone. Am I doing all 4?
All right, so
So
start
we'll
with
do
number
half, I'll do
1.
another
Number
half.
1, we've got cinnamon spice.
Cinnamon
and all
spice. So very
things
Christmassy.
nice.
Is that what you're drinking over there?
Yes, that's
Because
correct.
that's very...
Smells like mulled wine.
I'd say
There
Christmassy,
you go.
right? I said it
You
smells
can,
very Christmas.
There you go. What do you think about that?
Tastes like cinnamon and sweet cinnamon. I quite like cinnamon,
Yeah,
so that's
there
all
you
right.
go.
That was actually really nice. Yeah, I quite like that one.
Number 2, we've got turmeric and ginger. Very many
Turmeric
health.
sucks. I like ginger, but I don't like turmeric.
You just said you like ginger. That warms me in special places.
Russell, you're not ginger.
How do you... I don't think you're liking that much.
Honestly, a tiny little bit of ginger comes through. It's pretty bland. It just tastes like flavoured water.
All right.
Actually, I'm going to agree with you
not
again.
a fan of that one. Let's go on to the next one. Apple and ginger.
I reckon that's going to be a little bit sharper.
There's a lot of ginger.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with a
Very
lot of
good
ginger.
for you.
That tastes like cider.
I was going to say, it smells like cider. That's a good start.
It tastes like a bit of a Scrumpy Jack. Other ciders are available. It's all right.
That tastes really nice.
Yeah,
that is very
that's the
quaffable.
favourite. Quaffable.
Yeah.
So lastly is the aniseed.
Oh,
They've spelled aniseed how I would spell it.
with an A.
just with everything. Annie and her seeds.
So I'm not a big fan of aniseed in general. See, all of it, I'm concerned. We've done this the wrong way around. I think all of these have been actually really nice, and I'm concerned that this one's going to be bombing out.
Well,
Tastes like Pernod. Because it is.
go on. Get
Just down it, Russ.
Oh, for the love! I feel like I'm. You know when you're in a club
Shut up. Your stomach will get better.
and you've had a few drinks and someone turns around and says, "I know what? Let's have a few shots of tequila."
That's exactly what it is.
And everyone's like, "Oh, it's or kombucha," and everyone's like, "Oh, it's a great idea." So you get your shots of tequila, and everyone does the same thing. They get the shot, they neck it, and they pull the same face, which comes across really well on podcasts, which is, let's have another one.
Just shut up and drink it. It's not alcoholic.
No.
Really? What?
Yeah, that's
I have
okay.
to say, so basically they're gut-busting liquids.
Yes,
That's all they are, right? So it's just
It's
something to help you.
healthy.
So it's like eating natural yogurt or something like that.
Right,
Okay.
but vegan. Because yogurt's, of course, not
All right,
vegan.
all right. Jesus, can't even have a yogurt.
There's a clue in the name.
Yeah, all right. Get over it. I actually don't. They're drinkable. I don't mind the okay. I agree with Russ. The aniseed isn't that nice unless if you liked aniseed, then that's lovely.
Well, yeah.
Now I like aniseed sweets, so I quite like that.
Okay.
And I also have drunk going to my a few years ago when I might have been a little bit down in the dumps and depressed. Some French friends took me out for a night out, and they basically fed me Pernod.
Oh,
So I got hammered on it.
minging stuff.
So we can get this at your vegan booty. Do you offer this out? Do you?
Yes, we sell it here, yeah.
Do you make it?
No, we don't make
So you
it.
buy it? Okay,
yeah, we buy it.
So no, but you were quite nervous about trying these. You thought, I'm going to hate these. This is just not going to be for me.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're all right. I mean, they were just tasted like I said, they weren't disgusting. I've had worse stuff that's good for you that tastes disgusting.
I'm not going to go into that. So anyway, coming back to you, Christina. So for 2 years, we've been a vegan.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Began the journey then. at
Began the
least,
journey then.
yeah.
Okay. So tell us a bit more about Bootlegger, how all that started.
So Bootleggers started in Koh Samui 5 years ago, and that was the first of the restaurants, and then Vegan Booty's the second. We've recently opened a very small, we call it Burger Box in Patong, and then we're going to be opening in Blue Tree soon.
Okay.
And originally, Bootlegger was mainly a meat restaurant, and with my recent journey, we've adapted the menu more to include a lot of vegan options, and the menu's very approachable for someone who eats meat as well. It's not like die-hard vegan. People call it rabbit food, you know. It's like it's in a format that appeals to everyone. So it might encourage someone to just, I'll try a vegan burger today, you know. Like the main product we have is Beyond Beef, which Jay is going to try shortly.
It's very good.
And people can't tell the difference with it. It looks like meat. It has the appearance of having blood in the middle. It's very juicy, meaty flavor. So, yeah, the idea is to allow everyone to come to enjoy the restaurants, but have options for vegans should they wish to try.
I mean, I quite like the idea of having that. I would almost call it like a halfway house. So it's a burger, and it looks like a burger. It tastes like a burger. It feels like a burger. It smells like a burger. So it's, to all intents and purposes, it's a burger. Apart from the simple fact, it's not.
It's cruelty-free. So
And
it's
cruelty-free.
very good for people who are beginning their journey with not eating meat, and they still miss a lot of the animal products, and they have those cravings. So it offers them a similar experience, so they can stay on their journey.
Sorry.
Yeah.
When you talk about this on this journey and this effort to give up meat, surely you're making it sound like it's an addiction to meat and a drug thing.
It is.
I think it is, absolutely.
Really? We're all addicted to habits.
We're all addicted to habits. That doesn't make sense. Surely we all have habits. We're not addicted to those habits.
So you probably find you are in a lot of ways, whether it's smoking, whether it's sugar, whether it's meat.
I have to be careful now because there are patrons in this in here, so I can't say what I was about to say to you.
You can say
You know,
whatever you
people
like.
will listen to the podcast after.
Yeah. I wasn't going to go down that route, but yes.
Hopefully.
That's a really good point, you know.
Just one of my habits I have.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So, but the other thing is, like, going back to, talking about baby steps, right? If you're going from you don't want people coming into the concept of veganism with, it's just rabbit food, why would I want to come in here? And then you get on the other side, people saying, well, what is it with vegans? If you want a burger, have a burger. And it's like, well, this is not so much for those, call them diehards, that want to just eat leaves, but it's more about people like us that maybe want to sample, maybe want to get into, I want to be a bit more conscious. Well, I am a bit more conscious about lack of cruelty with animals, so I will go down this route. And it's a good entryway because it's food. I mean, who doesn't like burger and fries, right? So it's a good entry into the world of, I'm going to be a bit more vegan, have a bit more control of my diet without the cruelty attached to it.
Vegan curious, we mentioned last
That was a
time.
vegan
It's
I was trying to think of the phrase.
Yeah, vegan curious,
I do like that phrase. I think the vegan curious. I just, to me, and I eat vegetables. I like vegetables. I like a broccoli. I think we had a conversation before about favourite vegetables.
Do you like Brussels sprouts?
I do like Brussels sprouts, yeah.
Fuck it. Do you like Brussels sprouts?
Do you know
Yeah,
what?
I
But
do.
Brussels sprouts are really nice, cooked in oil and butter with bacon. No, but they are. When at Christmas dinner, and So my daughter, we're going back to England for Christmas, and my daughter and my son are really looking forward to the Christmas dinner. And you two are probably going to hate me because we're going to have a massive turkey on there. There's going to be a ham on there. There's going to be sausages. There's going to be things wrapped in bacon. There's going to be Brussels sprouts with bacon. And it's not a meat feast in any way, shape, or form because there's going to be lots of vegetables there. But it's just Christmas dinner.
Okay, so this goes back to...
See, I'm not... I don't want to...
What have you had for Christmas dinners? What does everyone have for Christmas dinners?
Turkey.
Thank you. So in terms of like a habit or it's a once a year thing?
Russell, here comes your vegan coffee with soya milk.
It's not soy milk. I don't particularly like soy milk. It's almond milk latte. I like...
See, this is the thing. I've never, ever milked an almond before.
Have you not? You're missing out, buddy. I'll tell you what.
I mean, why do you have to have... See, I don't get that.
Giving up milk for me was one of the hardest things.
Really?
Yeah, I love my moo juice. I absolutely love it. Grew up on moo juice. I love it.
Sorry, I was making a joke to myself.
There
very,
you go.
very funny.
So to switch to almond was a big thing. But no, I actually quite like almond milk now.
I like coconut milk, actually, although it's quite creamy if you put too much in.
Is it not... It's not harmful, though, to milk a goat or milk a cow.
There's actually a lot of...
So it's going to get... It's thingies, its boobies are going to get bigger,
Okay.
and bigger and bigger and big.
So there's a difference between...
So you're killing cows.
There's a difference between you with your little goat farm and a couple of cows in your farm and you're milking it. That's fine. And there's a difference...
Not just milking we do.
That's the other side. But in terms of mass commercial production, the treatment of the animals, particularly in the dairy industry, is absolutely horrific.
So, for example...
Don't drink milk. Milk's bad for you.
Cow doesn't naturally produce milk her whole life. They need to impregnate her in order for her to produce the milk. So then she has the baby calf, and they steal the baby calf, probably killed or,
Well,
and then
venison,
they
isn't it?
stick her back in a box and then, attach the suction cups and she can't move and then inject her with steroids and etc. to make her produce more, and then she begins to stop producing, and then they impregnate her again artificially, forcefully.
I think I'm losing this one.
And the cycle goes on and on and on until she collapses onto the floor and is no longer of use, and then they kill her.
It's not pleasant.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And that's
I
just
can't
right.
argue with that. I can't argue with that. I could argue a little bit with as long as they use everything that cow has been
Well, how
bred
was
for.
her life previous to death? It was...
So, and that's,
Well, I've never asked a cow how its life. Well, how do we know these cows? I'm playing devil's advocate here. How do we look?
How do we know they don't enjoy being artificially inseminated and stuck in a box
no,
their whole
but look,
life?
I mean, everyone likes a good old seeing to sometimes. How do you know this cow hasn't enjoyed
don't
itself?
go there.
But then what's wrong with organic? So you're basically saying organic farming's bad then as well. So you can't organic
I mean, if you
farm.
personally have a cow in your own garden, she's naturally producing milk, there could be an argument taking some of that milk and for your own personal family use. That's a different argument, really. I think any milk that you would buy in a supermarket is not produced
Okay,
that
so
way.
we're talking mass. So
Yeah.
Okay, so what about if you had some chickens? What's wrong with chickens laying eggs?
nothing.
So the same thing, yeah, chickens laying eggs. Exactly, if you had some chickens running around the garden, they happen to have some eggs lying about, then that could be considered an ethical way of consuming eggs. If you don't go down the route of saying what it does to your body inside, but in terms of commercial production.
Whoa, hold on. What are you saying? What does an egg do to my body inside?
Well, for people who don't want to eat animal products at all, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, but in terms of mass production, you've got chickens very badly treated, very, in horrible, cruel conditions, stuck in boxes their entire life. They've got broken bones, and they don't ever get treated, and half their feathers are falling out, and then they're just used as objects, right?
For those that for yourself, but for those listening to the podcast that want to see the extent of this, I think it's on YouTube or Netflix, watch Dominion. Have you seen that?
Yes, yeah,
It is-
absolutely.
What, the one
And
with the little
so-
yellow guys that are running around with gruel?
Dominion. That's the French version of that. Yeah. That's good. Well, no, it's the German one actually. It'd be
Dominion.
Dominion
Yep.
would be the German one. No, Dominion. It's horrific.
And
It's
so,
a hard.
and-
I had to watch it in 3 parts.
Is this
It's really
the
hard.
reasons why? So it's the animal cruelty thing
Yes.
is the one thing is the main concern
Yeah.
that made you move in. You're ready to point at me and go.
Oh, I
to
was
me.
just going to quickly mention about the egg industry is that when a chicken has babies, there's male and female eggs, right? All the males are not of use, so they go down this conveyor belt. You can very easily find footage of this, and then the little babies, they've just hatched like that day, right, or a couple of days before, and then they go down this little conveyor belt. And they're all looking at each other, and then they just go boom, right into this grinder. They're ground alive. And that's common practice.
And that's just to men, is it?
Worldwide.
Yeah,
That's
just
the
to the
boy
boys.
babies because they won't be laying
It's
legs.
typical of women treating men as they do in the human race as well. Terrible.
Disgraceful behaviour. Absolutely disgraceful.
All right, well, let's get off this because I'm going to losing the battle, losing the will to live.
So, but that's. I mean, this is kind of the issue. I mean, for me, it's more about that side of. That's why I would, and have been looking into it more. That's why I'm more in line with. All right, I'll have my almond milk, and I'll try and not consume as much meat because that's my rail against the cruelty side of things. If I don't have that beef burger, I've not contributed to the pain that cow suffered.
Okay, but there are people out there that still want to eat certain things, eggs, cheese, milk, whatever, and as long as they go down the organic route, that's apparently okay.
Yes and no, because the terminology organic or cruelty-free and all of that, if you look at some of these farms, just having an extra 4 inches of space attached to the run means, okay, it's
free.
They qualify and they can put that stamp on their products, despite the reality being very different.
Yeah. I mean, Emily's dad, he's got chickens at the house. So, I mean, fresh eggs.
Does he kill them in?
No, but I mean, what she would tell you is, every Christmas, they would have chicken for Christmas, and that came from the garden. So, and you can argue the point, I would suggest, that if you're doing it on that sort of basis, it's, we'll have the eggs from the garden, and every now and again they will take that chicken. If you, as an individual, are willing to do the work, then is that okay? We were designed to eat meat, so fine. But equally, that's not on a breakfast, lunch, dinner basis. It's the now and again.
But you're saying that we were also designed to catch and hunt our own stuff as well and grow our own stuff. So the argument could be that we should all just go back to farming and hunting and killing.
Well, that's the point in terms of mass industry.
So it's mass industry's fault.
Correct.
So here's another point, though. Just because we can, does it mean we should?
Yeah, that's...
No. Burgers. Crikey. Okay. Well, look, I like to play. I mean, look, I do what I do. I do what I can, and I'm not saying I'm going to change the world, and I'm not trying to change the world, but I just educate my kids on what to eat and where it all comes from, and it's up to them to make their own choices. I will not put my choices onto my children, and I wouldn't put my choices onto anybody. That's for the truth.
Good for that.
But I don't know if I could ever give up everything. But anyway, I grow my own stuff.
But like you say, it's a massive, massive change to go from this has been my lifestyle. It's to suddenly go from as we are now to being completely vegan. It's massive. It's a massive, massive change, and that's where having the likes of Vegan Booty as a middle ground, if you like.
Vegan Booty in Bang Tao.
We should probably mention that as well.
We should, shouldn't we? We're at Vegan Booty in Bang Tao.
Just a quick question. You mentioned about your other outlets. We sort of got segued. So you started in Samui, opened this place, but the one in Samui,
yes.
Shut up, Jay, the one in Samui is not vegan.
It
has vegan options.
It's mixed, yes.
And the other two outlets here, Blue Tree, and you say one in...
Patong. Patong is 50-50, and so it's designed that every meat burger has a vegan equivalent, and then the preparation is exactly the same. So, for example, we've got a vegan chicken burger. Once we have the... product sourcing aside.
I love the fact it's a burger box.
Yeah. It is literally a box. It's very small.
I've got a lot of time for boxes and burgers, that's for sure. Can I ask a question? How's it work with your box and your burger? I'm so sorry, I'm making jokes. I got to stop. How's it work with the real the crazy vegans that come down there and you're serving meat out of the same area as? Do they get annoyed? Do you get a few criticisms?
So far, I haven't had any criticism, but I would totally welcome it and understand it if it came, because I understand that. And if people, don't want to eat at a venue where meat is sold, I understand that, and they have Vegan Booty to come to.
And I like the fact that you're very open about the fact. Hey, I used to eat meat up until a couple of years ago. So, and I think a lot of vegans now, it's like reformer smokers are like the worst type of people. Because all of a sudden they've changed their lifestyle and they're banging onto everyone else. Like, well, hang on a minute. 5 minutes ago, sunshine, you were just as culpable as the rest of us. So let's hold your horses and don't kill them. Just one other question with your other places, because you had that split 50-50, in terms of it, how does that come across in terms of the production and the manufacture of your products, because you don't want any contamination?
Yeah, so we keep everything separate. We have separate frying pans. In Samui, for example, where we first launched the vegan burgers, we have green-coloured equipment to cook everything in, so it's very clear for the staff and for customers that it is all kept separate.
We used to have that when there used to be a chalet maid. It was blue for the loo, Pink for the sink and green for in between. The different colour cloths so you don't cross-contaminate stuff.
I'm sorry, you were a chambermaid?
Chalet maid.
Okay, have you still got the outfit?
Absolutely. So 5 years ago, Samui. Were you in Samui at the time? What were you doing? And that's where you was doing your... Thanks. And that's where you was doing your blog writing, your authoring, your writing and stuff. So what got you originally to Samui?
I was...
and if you need to get up and talk to anybody at any time, feel free.
Oh, no, I'm just wondering where your Beyond Burger is.
Oh, don't... Well, let's come in. They're killing a cow for it or something. Chopping a mushroom or something. I don't know.
I was writing for a magazine out there originally, and I finished my book there. So I got my book payment, and I was wondering what to do with that money. You know, I wanted to do something worthwhile with it rather than it slowly just filtering off as, you know...
Sorry, is that book still available?
Yes, it is available.
What?
It's online.
Plug it. It's online. There we go.
It's called Sous Vide Kitchen by Christina Wylie. Yeah.
Oh,
It's a lot of good
just so
recipes.
excited about it.
Where can we get it?
Amazon? Oh, yeah, Amazon. Yeah.
Lazada. I've become a huge fan of
I'm not
Zaza.
sure if it's on Lazada.
Really?
Actually.
3:30
Well,
the
you
other
haven't
morning.
checked.
I couldn't sleep. I was having one of my weird nights, and I ended up ordering about $3,000 worth of stuff from Lazada.
That's a lot.
Got some really good Converse high tops though, All Stars, yellow. I'm super stoked about them. So you did. Don't be like that. So you did. So whereabouts is the one in Samuga? And that's still there in Samuga?
It's still there, yes. It's across from Banrak Ferry Pier, Seatran Ferry Pier. So
Okay.
it's a good location for people coming. That's where people go to the full moon party, actually. So they're either very hungover or about to be very hungover.
So it's a perfect
Lining
location
their
then.
tummies, yes.
So did you go back up there much?
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, we go back to visit and make sure everything's okay still, and yeah,
Okay.
have to.
And then you came down here. How long ago did you come to Phuket?
About 2 years ago as well.
Okay. And then you set up the first one.
This here, Vegan Booty, was first.
In
yeah.
Bangtown.
Oh, okay. So Vegan Booty was the first one in Phuket,
Yeah.
in Bang Tao, here opposite Tesco Lotus-ish, kind of across from Taste.
Next door to Wine Connection and Yoga Republic.
Oh yes,
Very
Wine
good,
Connection.
yeah.
Is that still open?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
They still do. They used to do a nice breakfast: sausage, egg, bacon. It was really, really good. Cheap as well. Really cheap. You could tell they got it from some cheap farm. You know, didn't care about the animals or anything. So this one's been running now. The Vegan Booty in Bang Tao has been running for 2 years.
No, I don't actually know when we opened. Less than a year.
Okay.
Yeah. Took a while to get everything open and up and running. And meanwhile, we've still been doing Blue Tree the whole time, so slowly but surely.
Let's not go down that rabbit hole.
So you're opening at Blue Tree, but then you've got this little box down in Patong as well. So you're quite busy.
That's correct, yeah.
So it's good for. It obviously shows that there's the uptake and you're growing as well.
Yeah.
And how are you finding in terms of particularly? Well, the Blue Tree one's not open fully yet. Is that correct?
No, not yet,
But
no.
the box one is a 50-50.
Yeah.
And how are you finding the uptake of people that are going more for the vegan options than the standard meat options?
Currently, it's actually more heavily in the meat area,
Sure,
which I was surprised by because the unique
Hold on.
selling-
You were seriously surprised that in Patong
Yeah.
the meat option
Well, I'm
sells
not
better than the vegan option.
Not because there would be more vegans. I mean, because it's a unique option for them. It's not available currently, so we are providing something which isn't available in the area. So, but in order to attract those people, they need to know about it first. And we're very new, and I've done no marketing yet. And I just want to get everything, aside from Facebook.
Would you not think, though, that the I'm going to be really careful how to say this. The possible clientele that will go into Patong are very different from the type of people that are into veganism.
I would agree with you, yeah. But there's actually a lot of Muay Thai gyms as well and fitness people, so that's a market there.
To be fair, there's a lot of families that go through Patong. I don't understand the how and the why.
Me too.
But there's it's just like seriously. But there's a lot of family. I mean, there's a shit ton of hotels in that area, and there's a lot of them do family rates. So you'll often see families, with little young kids going out and soy bangler at all hours of the night and what have you. It's a head scratcher, but they're there.
Well, it's a family holiday. It's a family destination, Patong.
Well,
Ping pong. Everyone can play ping pong.
Everyone can play. Yeah. Although you never really actually. I don't think I've ever seen a ping pong. I've seen everything else. But never a ping pong.
I've never seen anything be hit back. That's for sure. There's a lot of stuff that comes out. There's nothing goes back. There's not much ping ponging. It's just ping or ponging.
Ping or pong. Yeah.
I'm not sure which one.
However, I think it's a good idea to have the option available. And again, how long's the box been open?
Oh, like a week.
Oh, wow. Okay, right. So
it's very new.
In terms of tracking progression, that's going to take a bit of time. But it would be interesting to see. I mean, it doesn't surprise me if it's 95% meat and 5% vegan at the minute. But over, say, the course of the next few months and next year, how that split. I would be surprised if you got close to the 50-50. I mean, it would be great if you did. And I mean, it doesn't really matter because as long as it's making money, who cares? But
well, no, there should be some. You must have some care because obviously you are in business.
I would much prefer for the vegan options to far outsell the meat and for it to be fully vegan. That is what I plan to do, and I hope that we can do that.
Is your box able to move around?
Well,
do you have a movable box?
It's not movable currently, no.
Currently, what?
I mean, like what? We can move the equipment out to another location, but...
Well, no, I'm just thinking it'll be interesting to take that concept of your burger box and to see what the mix would be if you did take it to, let's say, towards Fight Street, and if you did take it towards the southern end of the island to Rauai, if you did take it to Boat Avenue, Blue Tree, whatever, this area, because I think the different demographics of the people would really show a different demographic of who is jumping on the veganism and who is not. And I just think that if you did that, you'd get a much, because I don't think Patong will ever change that much.
So Patong, I think the delivery services, we're going to be on Food U and such, so the delivery services will be quite good for that. But pop-ups, we love doing pop-ups. I'm going to be at the BIS 7s, for example, and Christmas Fair at BIS as well, and you mentioned Walking Street as well. We're going to be looking at that, so it's good to just get the awareness out.
You could take your cinnamon spice kombucha. It sounds like that game that Indians used to play that I used to watch on Channel 4. Kabaddi. You knew exactly where I was going, didn't you? Exactly where I was going. But that spice one will go really well at Christmas Fair.
Yes, it would. Yes, good idea.
Thank you.
And you can make alcoholic kombucha as well. Kombucha
Probably
cocktails.
not.
Well, now we're talking.
Probably can't take that one to the BIS Christmas Fair, though.
Why not?
Why not?
You're not allowed to have alcohol on site. Because I was going to take my burger competition there one year, but they said, "Oh, you can't serve alcohol." I was like, "Well, sorry, no point."
That's fine.
So, which one? So, what's your goals? What's your ambitions for the future for this whole?
Oh,
are you gonna? Would you like to have all vegan restaurants?
Yes, absolutely. I'd like actually the burger box concept to grow, but vegan, a totally vegan burger box, and because they're small pop-ups, like, very easy to set up within a week or two, even, as long as there's not too much decorating that needs to be done. So they can be all over the world, really, offering a small, easy, convenient, attractive format for vegan products.
Why did you get into burgers originally? What was the whole idea of bootleg? Why burgers?
I'm not actually sure why burgers. It was
a good idea at the time.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I was
probably after one too many kombucha cocktails.
So you've got 4 places here in Phuket. 3, 4. Blue Tree, the box here. And Samur, sorry, of course. So what's the expansion plan? More here in Phuket? Are you looking at maybe going further afield, like Bangkok?
Bangkok, I think.
Because I think Bangkok would be terrific.
Yeah, I think Bangkok really suits the burger box theme as well. Something just small, so people can come by and grab it and go.
And there you probably could get away with like having vegan booty, just having a completely vegan place off the bat. And I think
more demand for it.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And more interest in it, and it's. Are there a lot of vegan restaurants and stuff in Bangkok?
In Bangkok, there's a lot more selection there.
Yeah.
I think it has a much more of a cosmopolitan's probably the wrong word, but more of a foodie kind of feel and it's definitely. I mean, even with the food truck kind of the food truck kind of things, the coffee culture and the going out and eating is much more than it is here. Maybe not so much. I mean, Phuket town would be an interesting approach for you.
That's true as well.
Yeah, Phuket town, I think there's a few vegan places going on there, so I think there's a market for it.
Do vegans all get together? Do you have like a vegan club? Is there a vegan Facebook?
Yes,
is there really?
Vegan and veggie curious meetup started by my friend Tree, who works at Santosa.
No way, there is not.
Shut the front door.
Tree's food is absolutely to die for. It's beautifully presented. Whether you are vegan or not, you would find it delicious.
Hold on. So there's a veganism.
A monthly meetup. You should come.
No, no. I'm happy to join a load of. I'm assuming it's yoga infused people.
I've got for those again watching in black and white. We should announce that epically impressive burger has just been delivered to the table.
You sit down.
And that's woken up Sassy, which is great. Now, okay, and again, for those of you that don't know, Jay does run the greatest burger competition in Southeast Asia on an annual basis. And if that burger rocked up on the judge's table, from look alone, it looks fantastic. It looks like a burger.
No, look, yeah, I've run 6 burger competitions in 6 years, and hold on, we're just smiling for a picture. It's very difficult to
It's very difficult to smile and do this. Anyway, I've got a bigger question. See, if I ever order a burger, my pet hate, I don't like cheese. It's my pet hate. I don't do cheese. So I always have to ask for it without. And when I came here the first time and had a burger, I said I want it without cheese, which is odd because I wasn't making the connection that, well, obviously it's not real cheese. So explain.
I'm going to cut it in half. Why?
Yes, cut it in half. Yeah.
And also, I want to know what is the mayonnaise in the coleslaw?
The mayonnaise is made with soy milk and potatoes, and it's actually emulsified in the same way that you would regular mayonnaise with slow dripping of oil. So yeah.
And the cheese?
So the cheese is Daiya cheese. It's soy-free. It's a brand Daiya, D-A-I-Y-A. It's from America, and it's soy-free, gluten-free, cheesy. Let's look at the inside of that. Okay.
It's perfect. Here we are analysing the ins and outs of a burger.
It does. It looks like a burger.
And this is the Beyond Meat, is it?
This is Beyond Beef.
Yeah. So in terms of the varieties and options, what do you have? There's Beyond Meat, which is
There's Beyond Meat, which is made from pea protein,
and
we also have another mince, which is made from mushrooms, peas, rice, and soy.
Can I just say, now I think we talked about this last time. As a burger person, I wouldn't say connoisseur, what I like about this is you have, because a burger to me has to be a minced patty of some description. So the fact that when people just put a marshmallow...
Wow.
when people put a marshmallow in some chocolate, that's amazing. It's the best thing ever. Yeah. But when people just put a mushroom between 2 bits of bread and then say, "Oh, here's our mushroom burger," that's a mushroom sandwich. But no, I'm just gonna delve in. I like this because I tell you why. No, it's layers. You've got. I mean, I'm not a fan of tomatoes, but I'm going to eat it with a tomato. You've got tomato. You've got some iceberg lettuce. You've got the meat patty. The vegan fake meat patty. A bit of cheese. Fake cheese, as in not real cheese, not from the cow, and pickles.
Yeah, so the pickles we make ourselves. Well, we pickle them ourselves, and dill.
Just dill, or do you put any other spices in there? I'm a pickling expert.
We put.
Or is it a secret?
Black pepper and garlic. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. And then what's the bun? Because obviously the vegans can't have wheat.
It's a brioche style bun.
They can have wheat.
Yes, you can have wheat.
What can't they have in bread?
Eggs.
Oh, so you don't use eggs?
Free, yeah.
Okay, so free.
Yeah, get involved.
All right, I'm going to get involved. Do you want to hold while I get involved?
No, I'll hold the microphone. You
getting close to you. You describe as I eat.
So Jay is now reaching forward for the burger. I don't think we need to go quite into so much detail.
What's the sauce?
I'm just going to ask that question as well.
It's a mixture of 2 sauces. They're all homemade. All our sauces are homemade. It's our classic aioli and with roasted garlic and onion, and our gochujang Korean chili sauce, hot chick sauce.
Because you make your own ketchup and
we make
burger
all the
roasters and stuff like that, yeah?
Yes.
Far out. So
it's got a bit of a hint of spice to it and some creaminess from the aioli. You've got some crispy lettuce there, iceberg for maximum crispness, thickly cut pickles.
It's almost like you've written about food before, right? You know what you're talking about. Painted a really good picture. I'm going to come to you in a second.
And the bun is toasted in our homemade vegan butter.
Okay.
With a slight nuttiness to it.
What's vegan butter?
Vegan butter, it's made with
without milk.
With coconut and nutritional yeast for the sort of nutty, cheesy, buttery flavor. Solidifies much like regular butter would. Spreads like regular butter would.
This is great for the podcast. In terms of what other options are there? Okay, this is the Beyond Meat, but what other options are there available for people?
For the meat patty, or you mean for different burgers?
No, for the meat.
For the meat patty.
Yeah.
So there's this
substitute.
one and meat substitute. So we've got the Beyond, and we've got the mince that I mentioned a minute ago, made from shiitake mushrooms, brown rice, soy, and peas, pea protein. So It's a similar-ish texture, but slightly different color and slightly different taste. This one is personally my favorite. And then we have Jay's most hated portobello mushroom filling.
Yeah.
We'll
come back to you in a minute. Just carry on with your burger.
I don't hate portobello mushrooms. I just don't want a whole mushroom in a...
It's a sandwich, not a burger. Agreed.
That was requested by some customers of mine who particularly enjoy portobello mushrooms in
Fair
a
enough.
burger. And they
burger.
sandwich, portobello mushroom sandwich.
But
I'm fine with that definition.
There's lots of other, I'm noticing, brands of meat substitutes coming onto the market. Are they all basically the same in terms of the structures? Like it's either a pea protein or it's a mix of, say, soy and something else? Or?
The meat replacement products are, the main
Tofu.
difference I would say is that some include soy and some don't, and a lot of people are avoiding soy, so this one has no soy. And some of them contain gluten. This one is also gluten-free.
Okay, dokes. Right, so Jay, you've had half a burger. Well, mostly. We've saved a bit for Sassy, which is nice of you. So hurry up and... that's not say that to Sassy. So, first ever vegan burger. We can all agree that the look, style, structure was fantastic. Let's have a taste verdict. And go.
It's nice. I've got... Okay, if I'm taking it as a burger, as in biting through as a normal burger, that is a really well-constructed, nice burger. Because, yep. Okay, Russell's now eating the... it's not cheese. It's a very well-constructed burger. I'm sounding like I know what... but it is really... It's nice. You bite and it all comes through. You get all the flavours, the crunch. Your pickles are good.
Thank you.
Really good. And they really cut through it. Now, the patty, you can tell that it's not a meat patty. And we're not trying to hide that. But... as it goes, it's not a bad thing in any of this. It doesn't taste bad. It doesn't taste... It's rather nice. It does remind me, and forgive me for saying this, it does remind me of when I first ever tried a corn burger years ago. It still has that corn burger kind of feel. It doesn't feel 100%... It doesn't feel like a minced... It feels like it's... I don't want to use the word processed... but it's too kind of processed to be what I would say would be a great burger. But and that's me being really nitpicky. That's a damn good burger. I would come and have that again.
I was going to pick up on the process point. So in terms of having this, what also are you comparing it to, and what product are you comparing it to? So if you're having a burger that is 100% prime Wagyu beef. That's one thing. Comparing it to some frozen burgers you just whipped out of the freezer at Tesco's compared to a McDonald's burger or whatever, all of which have varying degrees of God knows what in, but not a lot of meat. There's a complete difference in terms of what you're comparing it to. Oh, you're still eating, so I just keep talking. Sorry, yeah. But I mean, that's also a key point, because you can't turn around and say, well, it doesn't taste like a burger, it doesn't look like a burger, if you're comparing it to a 100% prime beef. No, because that's not what it is.
Okay, first of all, you don't want 100% prime beef in a burger. Okay, you need to have a mixture of meat and fat. That's what gives the actual flavour to the burger. Fat is where the most flavour comes from all meat. I'm comparing that to the burgers I like. So I will usually, on a Friday night, I'll go and have a burger from a burger joint, which is actually opposite yours at Blue Tree, which would be interesting to see. You have a bit of a burger off, which I'm going to love. That is up there. I mean, I've when I do my burger competition, I've had people rock up with Wagyu beef, with gold leaf and all sorts of weird and wonderful stuff on it. Generally, they don't win. The ones that win are the ones that are just like that. You want cheese, some people want cheese. You want cheese, tomato, you want ketchup, or some sort of sauce, pickles, onion. That's what because that's what people think is a burger. You put that, and I agree with you, if you put that in front of someone who wasn't sat at your vegan place, and you didn't tell them it was vegan, I do not believe that they would know that's a vegan burger. I don't think so. I don't think they would think it's the best meat burger they've ever had, but they definitely wouldn't know it's a vegan burger. It's a good burger. You should be proud. You should be proud of yourself, young lady. You've not converted me, but it's a lovely look. If you came here for a meal and had that burger, I'd go home happy. You're eating. Over to you, Christina, because we're going to enjoy our burgers. Oh, 4. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's good.
Well, thank you so much. It's lovely to hear that feedback, considering, you were maybe slightly dubious at first.
I was very dubious. I was very dubious.
There's no slight about it. He was very dubious. But in terms of, all right, you just say you've not converted me. On the back of having one tasty burger, you're not going to convert someone. That's it. I'm giving up meat and bacon and all that.
Converted him to vegan curious, perhaps.
Correct. That's exactly the point I was going to jump into.
I'm not vegan curious.
But nor are you. You're full now, right?
Well, there were no fries with it.
You've had something to eat, so you're not going to go from here and go and buy a burger because you just had one. So if nothing else, that's one less meal and that's one less consumption of meat.
Well, no, because I'll be hungry in about an hour. I mean, that's a ridiculous argument just to say just because I'm...
It's not a ridiculous argument. The point is, you've eaten something, so in that one meal, you've not contributed to any animal cruelty. You haven't because you didn't partake in it. Doesn't mean that you're converting every other meal is going to be the same, but if you enjoyed that...
Does it make up for the bacon sandwich I had at Napoleon's this morning then?
It doesn't make up for it, but it's better to have that than have another bacon sandwich straight afterwards. So, but the point is, if you enjoyed that, as we both did, and you might come back and have it again, that's just less... that. And this, I think, goes back to our initial argument. It's like, it seems like Jay and I having a vegan burger every now and again, does that really make a difference? Does that really impact and reduce the suffering of animals? If it's just the two of us, no, not a dot. But if there's thousands, millions of people around the world all doing that every now and again and building up slowly, then yes, that starts to have a longer-term impact. Back to you, Jay. Thank you.
Thank you, Russ.
I think it's a nice burger, and I think if you want to try a vegan burger, come to Vegan Booty Burger in Bangtao. I mean, that's the key thing, isn't it? All the box down in Patong. Oh, so when is the Blue Tree one opening?
December 1st is the scheduled in date, although we will be open tomorrow for one day only.
Oh, you're opening...
job to do.
Okay, this podcast... This podcast doesn't come out till Tuesday, so you were open at the Job to Do concert on Saturday. It was great. There. My God, you missed such a good night. All those vegan burgers that got sold. Unbelievable. Well, look, we're getting to the 50-minute mark, so we probably need to... Oh, you want to say something? Oh, we haven't done... yeah, what are you going to do next?
Well, are you going to kiss me or something again? Right, two things. Firstly, what's on your bucket list?
Oh, bucket list, right. So I've thought about this.
Ah, there she goes, you see.
So I would like to learn the language of an animal.
Oh, shut up, please.
Shut the front door.
So, it can be...
Listen, you're nuts, but that's really nuts.
No, it's not.
You had us with learning a language. I'm down.
Right, so this can include body language, for example, right? So dogs, right, they have certain... As you would know, Russ, I am in good company here. So you can, their position they do, which looks a little bit like down dog, indicates they're going to play, right?
Yep.
And I notice when I do that with my dogs, they recognize that as the same sign, even though I'm a different species. And the same if you lie on your back and expose your belly, And I think that it's really interesting to be accepted by, for example, dogs, and to feel like, they don't see you as something different and to enjoy their company as one of them.
But you're already doing that, you just said. So which animal is on your bucket list that you want to
do that with?
Can we guess? I'm going to go giraffe.
Giraffe.
I was going to go horse.
Horse? No horses. No.
Oh, what's wrong with horses? Are you horsist?
No, I'm a bit horsist, yeah.
So a horse burger's okay. I'm just asking for the French.
I would say no. I'm going to go with no.
I've eaten horse. It's all right. Sorry.
So which animal you would go for?
Right. Let's choose an animal. How
Mongoose.
about
Sloth.
Lions?
Cats. Big cats.
I don't like cats. Lions are okay.
Yeah, but it's just a big cat.
Larger cats.
Yeah.
Larger cats. Yeah.
No, I like that's interesting actually. I mean, yeah, all right.
Or wolves, right?
Yeah.
Wolves.
So, but in terms of learning about the body language, the social connections within the packs, it's fascinating
and watching
stuff.
how they recognize it, and you do learn a language. You might not be speaking in the traditional sense that us humans think the only way to communicate is by talking, right? But people talk too much.
Well, it's our primary way of communicating.
We podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you do much human body language stuff?
I don't do it per se.
Well, no,
I
you do,
am
but do you?
Aware of it.
Are you aware of it as you are as aware with the dog stuff?
I don't study it, but I am generally aware of it.
So, apart from wanting to be Dr. Dolittle, is there anything else on your bucket list?
I'd like to learn parkour.
Okay, I tried doing that once. It's really cool, actually. I'd like to do more of that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool, isn't it? All these like boundaries and barriers that society sets up for you. You're like, nah, I ain't going to do that. I'm not going to walk in this line where you want me to. I'm going to go right over that way.
No, I like that.
Catch me if you can.
That's very cool. There isn't a parkour training place, I don't think, in here.
Everywhere.
Well, no, there is everywhere, but you need to learn to
Watch
do
out for
flips and
traffic.
stuff.
Yeah, but it's getting someone to show you how to do it properly.
I learned how to roll properly. I did a roly-poly, and that was about as far as I got.
Dive into your shoulder.
Yeah, no, it is. It's pushing your shoulder in. Well done, Russ.
No, say
Okay, so you've got parkour, and you've got being Dr. Dolittle.
Anything else?
Come
on, you said you thought about this.
Well, I didn't think much further than that. I've been quite busy, I'll have you know.
Dagnammit.
Right,
Surely this takes priority. Okay, so whilst you're thinking...
I'll do another skydive then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I want to bungee jump off Vic Falls.
It's not
But anyway, do you believe that the Earth is flat?
Why no?
Are you sure?
I'm quite sure, yes.
So you don't believe in flat Earth?
I do not believe in flat Earth.
So it's a sphere.
It's a sphere.
If the Earth was flat, it would have more space for animals to roam that we're now setting them all free and they'll take over the world. And I'm sure there was a movie once when animals took over the world and killed all the humans.
Well, it might help with population if a few people fall off the edge every now and
again.
It's
very true, actually. So, you hate humans now?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
There are too many of us.
I do too, as well. Only 7 billion.
And growing.
Far too many.
Steadily, yeah.
I got told the other day it was my fault for having children.
It is entirely your problem, and it's entirely your fault.
Sod them.
And I love your kids to pieces, but...
No, I don't care. Right, on that note, vegan booty burger.
On that cheery note, yes.
What's your opening times down here at Vegan Booty Burger in Bankstown?
Currently we are open from 12 p.m. until 9 p.m. But actually next week we're going to extend our opening hours to go later in the evening, and we will be launching breakfast in the next few weeks.
7 days a week? 5 days a week?
7 days a week, yes.
Wow, okay. And then your burger box down in Patong is open.
Burger box in Patong, opening hours are from 12 p.m. until 4 a.m.
Of course it is.
Cool, blimey, love.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's a hell of a shift, that is.
Yeah, I mean, you get some weird and wonderful people coming through there, I'll tell you that much.
Have you got little CCTV cameras to pick these things up?
Not yet, it's essential though.
Yeah, that's essential.
Facebook Live that shit, that's what we need to see.
And if people want to check you out, where can they find you? Facebook, websites?
So Bootlegger Burger Co. on Facebook is the page for all of the restaurants together. Vegan Booty Burger is the page for Vegan Booty. Bootlegger Burger Box is for Burger Box.
Cool.
But Bootlegger Burger Co. is the foundation page for them all.
Fantastic.
Listen, thank you, Christina. We apologise because this is deja vu. We did mention we'd done this before and it was my fault. But I think this one's been a little bit more enlightening. And I appreciate you letting me try. And let me try the burger.
And the kombucha.
I like I'm cool with kombucha. I don't know the issue with that. And thank you for putting up with my lack of...
etiquette and knowledge.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. We'll take that. Right, on that note.
Thank you also. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Christina.
Thank you, sweetie.
No, wait. What? My line. I've already said thank you to Christina. She says thank you, and then I say thank you, Russell. Go on then. Thank you, Russell.
You're welcome, Jay. See you next week.
Bye.
Bye.
I enjoyed that one.
I really enjoyed that one.
We forgot to mention, I say we, Christina,
completely.
the
Coyote.
Wylie Coyote, forgot to mention that you're allowed to bring dogs into her establishment.
It's very...
I think this one, I'm not sure about the others.
It's very dog friendly. I imagine, well, here certainly, as you can bring a dog, like Sassy sitting on the floor here. I think for Blue Tree, that area is sort of dog friendly, but they're not promoting it. And then it's down to the individual establishment if they want to allow the dogs to come in or not.
Right, you've gone too far. So basically, Vegan Booty Burger in Bankstown is dog friendly.
Yes.
Tick the box.
Tick the box. And they do very, very good treats for the dogs as well. Which is
They do free treats for doggies.
I don't know if it's free, but she just gave Sassy one for free.
Are they vegan treats?
I knew you were going to ask that. I don't think it really matters.
Does it not? Surely it's the same. No, let's not get into it.
Yeah.
It was. I feel cleansed. I feel educated. I also feel that I was attacked by both of you with my...
I think we've ticked all the boxes we need to tick.
So you kind of covered everything. No, interesting. Like I said, I mean, look, if people can do their bit, if people want to go and be a vegan, then great. If they don't want to be a vegan, then great too. I sit on the fence of everything, so whatever happens, happens. But no, good, well done. Thank you for that.
And thank you for that. And who have we got next week?
We could have anybody next week. We're in,
Another superstar special guest.
We're in discussions with a couple of different people, let's say.
That's
so let's leave it as that. Listen, if you want to like us, actually, first of all, I'd like you to go to iTunes, hit subscribe, give us 5 stars.
Apple Podcast now, isn't it?
Is it called Apple Podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, but people still call it iTunes, I think. Anyway, go to the Apple Podcast or iTunes thing, click subscribe, follow us, and give us 5 stars if you could, and make a horrible comment about us saying that we eat too much meat or anything like that. Doesn't really care. You can listen to us. Yeah, tell a friend about us.
And we forgot to mention, if you tell 5 friends and they all subscribe,
yes, you get a free subscription.
We'll be really grateful.
We'll be really happy. And if you want to be on the podcast, please let us know at Jayleshark@gmail.com, Jayleshark@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook, Jayleshark and Friends on Facebook and on the Twitter. I still haven't set up the Instagram yet.
But we'll get round to it at some point.
I'm sure we will.
Cool.
Well, this is 11th episode now, so I guess
Which is pretty impressive.
Yeah, but now we can do that because now the old box of Instagram will look nice with 11 pictures.
Yeah,
if I can dig them all out.
10.
Yeah, actually, you should wait till 12 and it's rows of 3, then I'll be even happier.
And be 12 days of Christmas.
Oh, Christmas is coming soon.
Christmas is coming. What are you doing for Christmas? Or are you going home, aren't you?
Yeah, we'll be talking about that
bastard.
soon because you and I have to do some Christmas episodes.
Right. In that case,
All right.
jingle bells.
Thanks, Russ. See ya.
Bye.